On November 19th, 1942, the Red Army launched Operation Uranus. The attack did not strike the German strongpoints in the city, but the weaker Romanian and Hungarian divisions guarding the flanks. Within days, the Soviets had broken through. Their tanks advanced rapidly, encircling the entire German Sixth Army inside Stalingrad. What had begun as a confident siege now turned into a trap. Over 300,000 Axis soldiers were cut off from supplies, surrounded by a tightening ring of Soviet forces. The temperature dropped below freezing, snow buried the ruins, and starvation set in. Hitler ordered Paulus to hold his position. No retreat, he demanded. Stalingrad must be held at all costs. He promised to resupply the encircled army by air, but the Luftwaffe could not deliver even a fraction of what was needed. Fuel ran out, food disappeared, the men burned furniture for warmth and boiled horse meat to survive. The German army was not prepared for a winter in the Soviet Union. But you know who was prepared? The Soviets. By January 1943, the once proud German Sixth Army was dying. Entire regiments froze in place. Frostbite and disease claimed more soldiers than bullets. The Soviets, now firmly in control, called on Paulus to surrender. Hitler refused. He expected his general to fight to the last man or take his own life. But Paulus did neither. On January 31st, 1943, he surrendered to the Soviets in the basement of a ruined department store. It was the first time in German history that a field marshal had been taken alive. 2 days later, the last pockets of resistance collapsed. Of the 300,000 Axis troops trapped in Stalingrad, fewer than 100,000 survived to be taken prisoner. Only a few thousand of them would ever return to Germany after the war. The Battle of Stalingrad had lasted for nearly 6 months. It was one of the bloodiest battles in human history, with over 2 million combined military and civilian casualties. The city was reduced to rubble, but it stood undefeated. The Soviet victory marked a decisive turning point in World War II. It shattered the myth of German invincibility and began the long Soviet march westward towards Berlin. From the frozen ruins of Stalingrad, the tide of the war began to change. The city's defenders paid an unimaginable price, but their sacrifice echoed through history. Stalingrad became a symbol of endurance, resistance, and the unbreakable will of people who refused to surrender. In the ashes of that city on the Volga, my name is Melissa. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my story. I'll see you in the next one.